Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week we're talking about my Poseidon Norton behind me. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we're talking about my Poseidon Norton here. So I've had my Poseidon Norton now for, how long's it been? 3 months? 3 months now I've had my Poseidon Norton, and we've put some miles on this and lots of trail miles and a few road miles as well, just trying this bike out and seeing how we felt about it. Seeing what things needed to be improved on and what worked right out of the box great. So the Poseidon Norton, it's a great 27.5 hardtail trail bike made by Poseidon. And one of the key words in that is the trail part of that. If you go to most bike shops nowadays, or even Walmart or big box store, wherever you look at, if you go and look at a bike now on the shelf, those bikes you see, probably 80% of them are going to be more of a cross-country focused hardtail. And that's because that's what people who buy hardtails are going for. Hardtails are going to be the lesser expensive of the bikes between a hardtail and a full suspension. So most people who are just getting into it are going to buy a hardtail. And most people who buy the hardtail are just going to be riding kind of dirt roads, dirt paths, maybe a little bit of trail, but nothing super crazy, nothing super technical. So they focus more on the cross-country geometry of the bike versus something that's going to be able to grow with them and get them out on more aggressive trails. So that is where the Poseidon Norton makes this change. The geometry on this bike is more set up to be an aggressive trail bike versus just your standard everyday cross-country bike. That would be somewhat similar to my Trek Superfly up there. Kind of more of that cross-country feel. So the Poseidon Norton does come as a 27.5. So it is set up with 27.5 tires, which, as crazy it is to me to say, that's kind of what's not being as popular now. 29ers seem to be the way everything's going. They're still sticking with 27.5, and I kind of like the feel of it. Having ridden a 29er for the past 10 years, and now riding a 27.5, I can definitely feel the difference between them. The Poseidon Norton is much more of a playful bike out on the trail than the 29er is. That's, from my experience riding both as a hardtail, that's definitely something I can say about the 27.5. So if you're looking for a playful bike out on the trail, this is a great bike to do it on. Up front here we have a Suntour XCM34 putting out 130 millimeters of travel. This does come with a coil fork on the front. So again, a little bit different than what you're finding on kind of your mainstream bikes. Most mainstream bikes are coming with an air suspension nowadays versus a coil suspension. This still comes with a coil suspension. And a lot of what I find on this bike is the bike is made to get you out on the trail and get you out riding, and essentially get you mountain biking and get you learning out what you like to do, so that then you can take this awesome foundation of a frame and build it the way you would want it to from there. Whether that's changing out wheels, tires, suspension, gear ratios, brakes, whatever that may be, it gives you that solid foundation to build off of, and that's what I really like. And one of the things I mentioned in my first ride video on this was that it gives you just that solid foundation to build off of. So they give you kind of lesser expensive parts, but they're still a great quality, like the fork on here, because they know down the road you're probably going to upgrade your fork to an air fork of some kind, whether that's a Fox, RockShox, whatever that may be. You're probably going to upgrade this fork to something. So they don't drop all the money into it. They put a lesser expensive fork on here to get it in that price range where people are able to get on this bike and just ride it and enjoy it to start off with. So with it being a coil fork, so it does have a lockout on here, of course, has rebound adjustment on this side. It does have adjustments to it. I do find for, a bigger guy like me, it could use a little bit stiffer of a spring, but it does do the job very well. It absorbs everything you need to with 130 millimeters, then 34 millimeter sanctions. It really just makes a big difference. It gives you a stiff feeling in the front end. This bike does have boost spacing on it. So the front end here, it is a 15 millimeter axle by 110 millimeters wide. So it is something to be aware of when you're buying wheel sets for this bike. It is a boost spaced bike here. So it has that. So the factory wheels on here, these are the Quantas. Like I've said before, they work good. They're the same wheels that come on the Poseidon Redwood, so they do a great job. I haven't had a problem with them in the almost a year and a half I've riding the Redwood now, and the 3 months I've had this. They work. I've heard they're not the most light wheel, but they definitely do the job. They're ready to go tubeless ready. So when you get this, you can throw your own tape in there, throw a valve in there, and you can set them up tubeless ready to go. So myself, I did that right out of the box. I went ahead and we had the set of Kenda Pinner Pros on here, which are a far more aggressive tire than what comes on this. This bike comes with the Kenda Slant 6s on here, which are a great tire. they're just very much of a cross-country focused tire. They're not very aggressive of a tire. So like I've said, that kind of goes back to what the main purpose is. And it's to get this into the hands of people who want to ride a bike but want it at a lower price, and those people are mainly going to be doing cross-country trails. So for me, we're not doing cross-country trails. We're riding the gnarly stuff on this bike. So we went with the Pinner Pros on here. And we do have these set up tubeless in here. We have the stands tape. We are running the stand sealant, and then we have the muck-off valves, which I've kind of found to love, and I like the feel of those quite a bit. Moving on from the wheels, move to the brakes. This bike does have 180mm rotors front and rear, backed up by the JuneTech mechanically actuated hydraulic disc brakes. So that's right, they are a hydraulic disc brake down at the caliper, but that caliper is actuated by a cable that goes all the way back up to handlebars, and is actuated by just a regular old brake lever. Cable actuated hydraulic disc brakes. Definitely an interesting combination. This is my first time experiencing that style of brake, and they work. Surprisingly, they work well. I did have to make the change though, like you saw in one of my last videos. We did go ahead and go to compressionless brake housing. I really wanted to see how well these brakes would function with the best components you could. So pretty much we swapped out to the compressionless brake housing to see if they would actually feel good. Right out of the box, I can say these are kind of lacking. They feel really weird, and they don't have that strength you'd expect of what a hydraulic disc brake would be. So changing to the compressionless, for me, that made that feel like it has that good hydraulic braking power. It is missing the modulation you would get out of a hydraulic disc brake. It doesn't really have much of that. It's pretty much they work, and they do the job well enough that you can get down the trail and not be scared and poop your pants. So those work pretty good. One of the upgrades probably going to come in soon. Like I mentioned in my compressionless brake housing video, these are probably going to go to a hydraulic disc brake. Eventually, at some point, these are probably going to get changed out to a hydraulic disc brake. Hydraulic disc brakes have a lot of more benefits to it, but starting off with just these mechanically actuated hydraulic disc brakes, they work pretty good. Honestly, anybody coming from just a normal bike with V-brakes is going to notice the difference on these. They make a good braking difference between just a regular V-brake or a cantilever bike. They make a big difference. So, not knocking on them, just saying if you want to upgrade that, it's a pretty affordable upgrade to go to a basic set of like Shimano hydraulic brakes for 50 to 70 bucks. You can pick some up. So, that is definitely going to be coming soon on this bike. Just gonna get there when we get there, Back from there, we kind of moved to the middle of the bike here. So this bike does have one water bottle cage mount, which is kind of weird for me, but I guess that's the way trail bikes are. They have one water bottle cage mount. So you have one water bottle to carry with you. Carry the biggest water bottle you can and you'll be fine. So we have that one on there, and then we have a little decaying bag behind there carrying all my spare stuff, my tube, my tire levers, CO2 inflators, quick link. That's all going to be in that bag there. I want to try something a little bit different than a saddle bag or a handlebar bag. I kind of like the feel of it. It's very secure there. Don't seem to have any problems with it so far, so I'm enjoying that quite a bit. Now, some of you guys noticed I didn't say I had a multi-tool in there, and it's because I don't have a multi-tool in there. This bike, like my Poseidon Redwood, I went ahead and got the Design toolkits that go into the handlebars. So this is actually my tubeless repair kit on this side, and if we go on the other side actually has my multi-tool on that side. So all my tools are stashed in my handlebar, which is a very nice thing. They kind of keep there in the handlebars. They don't make a ton of noise they don't make any noise rattling down the trail, and they're always there when you need it. And for me personally, no one knows they're there, except for you guys now, so don't steal my tools. But they're there in the handlebars, and it's just a nice thing to keep in a space that you normally don't have anything in. So, multi-tools right there. Moving back, we do have a dropper post on here. This is the Transact Skyline, if I remember correctly. So this bike is set up for internal dropper post routing, which is pretty nice. It comes set up for it from the factory. It comes with just a regular seat post, which most people are going to ride. Most people are going to be fine just riding a regular seat post. You've been used to riding your bargain mountain bike for a long time, and a regular seat post does the job for most people out there. However, if you start to get into mountain biking quite a bit, the dropper post makes a big difference. So we put, again, one of the cheapest dropper posts in here, just kind of seems to be kind of my theme with dropper posts, honestly. Just cheapest one, throw it in the bike, see how it works. So we put the Skyline in here, routed that cable right on up, right up the handlebar here. It also has a pretty solid drop to the saddle too, which basically which lets you get into a very aggressive position while you're riding, which is something that's pretty nice. Cross-country bikes generally don't get you that. They're much higher. They're probably going to be like right there for a cross-country bike, and it's not completely, it's out of the way, but it's not completely out of the way. Versus this bike definitely puts it out of the way. I'll let you just get in an aggressive spot to ride whatever aggressive trails you want to hit. So it's very nice, super easy upgrade to it. It works great. It works good. It works really good. Coming down to the drivetrain on this bike, so it is a 1x10 drivetrain, again with the Microshift Advent X drivetrain on here. I love the Microshift drivetrains, I feel like they work really well. The Poseidon Redwood has the Advent X, and then my Superfly has the Advent, the 9-speed. So going to the 10-speed, it's really nice, has a clutch derailleur on there. It just works great. 32 tooth up front, has that 10-speed on the back. It gets you wherever you want to go. Like that's just a simple way to put it. It gets you where you want to go for a really affordable price. And I have yet to have a problem with the Microshifts. I think they're great. So obviously my Poseidon Norton now is far from stock. It's been upgraded a bit. There's got different stuff to it than just a one out of the box would be. And that's the way this bike is designed to be. It's designed to be a personalizable hardtail that you can get, start riding just out of the box, and upgrade as you move on with your riding. And the more experience you get, the more you can change and the more you know what you want to get on your bike. So like I did for the Poseidon Redwood, I give this bike a big thumbs up. This bike is an awesome bike to have. It's a great bike for someone just starting off with mountain biking. Great bike to get into there. Great bike for someone who's more advanced, intermediate. Great bike for them there because you kind of know what you want. Like myself, I kind of knew what I wanted to do to this bike when I got it. You know, things like the driver post, the more aggressive tires, tubeless. I knew I wanted those things already off the bat. So when I got the bike, quickly switched them over and we were set to go, you know, from that point. But if you're just a beginner, great bike right out of the box. Nothing to complain about at all with this bike at all. It works really great. You can buy just the frame if you just want the frame and you want to build it all up customized yourself. But for the rest of us, you can buy just the whole entire bike right out of the box, and it's a great way to go as well. So I'd just like to thank Poseidon again for sending me out another bike to let me test out the Poseidon Norton, show you guys this super cool hardtail. I am a super big fan of riding hardtails, and this is an awesome hardtail to add to the collection. It's a great bike. It rips down the trails, it climbs up hills no problem. It's hard to beat this bike. It works great. So big thanks to Poseidon again. If you guys are interested in checking out some of Poseidon's bikes or picking up your own Norton for yourselves, I'm going to have a link down in the description below. Check them out, give them some love. If you guys enjoyed the video or at least found it somewhat entertaining, give this video a big thumbs up, appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys, I love answering any questions you guys have, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.